All right. All right, I'm back again. So, domestic box office numbers are in again. And like I said in the title, Mufasa's number one at the domestic box office. Again. Now, I'm gonna go through over all the data again. As you can see on the screen right now. These are the top five. Sonic is no longer in the top five. This is just for yesterday. So Sonic's no longer in the top five. As it stand, one of them days. I won't say one of those days so badly, but it's one of them days. There'd be Mufasa, but Mufasa came in high enough. Actually, it's more than high enough to secure the first place for the weekly. So Mufasa had the lead over the weekend, and Sonic 3 came in fourth place. This this told fairly steady over the week, but it's not total. They wave back and forth. So here are the weekly numbers, as you can see. This is the total of what everything came in during each week. Now let's check out this week. As you can see, it say Mufasa is number one. One of then of these uh came in number one last week. Mufasa came in number one the previous week. Now let's look at this number. Uh, these two, I don't know why it's yellow, but I think these two is new movies, and that's why this is the first week. Yeah. So as you can see, Mufasa had a sizable lead, almost a million more over the week. So it held steady. It only lost over the week. It only lost less than 40% of total, which is impressive. So if this keep up, that means Mufasa again is gonna make roughly 4 million, or well, it's actually higher, but I'm gonna show you. Mufasa at 18 billion to Sonic 3 12. 12.5, roughly 12.5. So yeah, it everything I say keep holding steady. It's like Mufasa is going to take the lead from Sonic by the end of next weekend. Not this weekend that come up, the following weekend. Then the D's dropped down all the way down here, so it dropped hard. This just came out, so it's hold steady, but like Mufasa's been out for over a month now and still beating. This also holds steady. There's also two movies that just were released, so or premiered today. So their premiere came in kind of low, but they also this is only domestic, so they came in kind of low. So they premiere. This one did come in higher, but for a premiere, that's low. But again, this is only domestic. So the overall weekend number can have them two movies because they're new. They can jump to first and second place, which mean one of those days or Mufasa will take third place. It's hard to say now. Mufasa could take still end up being in first place. One of those days could still end up being first place as well. So it could be first and second for Mufasa in one of them days, and then these two will come in third and fourth, and which will put and this movie could come in fifth, sixth, which will push down Sonic. Oh wow, Sonic could get pushed down to eighth place for real. Yeah, even Moana still came in decent. Moana too. Like, yeah, yeah, it came in sixth place, made nine over just over 9 million. Yeah. So Mufasa did win, beat Sonic 3 again. And like I always do, let's do the math. This is why I tell people you have to read carefully. You have to pay attention to carefully. You gotta look at the data carefully. Because as I said in my last video, people saw engagement and thought that means that's the number of sales. It's hard to tell what they mean by engagement based on what they say. Engagement can just be internet. But anyway, so I keep thinking, why do I keep thinking this is four? It's going to be 400. I keep thinking it's going to be four, but then I look at it as, well, it is higher here. Keep looking at it and thinking it's going to be four. I don't know why. This is six, obviously, so I don't know why I keep thinking. But as I predicted, Mufasa did make nearly 5.4 million more than Sonic 3. It was roughly there, but again, I say it was going to be a rough estimate. Like last week I said it could make easily 4.5 million more. Then with new data came out over the week, I'm like, yeah, it can easily make five four no, say 4.4 million. Well, so every week is like it's going up by another million. It's making more. So I was like 4.4 million. Then it's like it could make another 4.4 million. Then a few days ago or a few days after that, I say, okay, wait the data looking and like it'll make 4.5 million. And with the weekly number ended, it did make nearly 4.5 million. But it did take number one. Now, some people's like, well, the numbers say one thing and the box will say another thing. No, they don't. If you don't believe me, I'm going to pull up both numbers. Let's scroll down. Weekend number. Fox Kent was number two weekends in a world. 2 weekends. So Mufasa did came in. This is why I say you don't use weekend numbers only. Weekend number, Mufasa did came in number two, right? You scroll down. Look at the weekday numbers. Came Sonic did have the lead, but for two weeks, Mufasa came in number one, and one of those days came in. Is it one of those days or Dinner Thieves? I think Dinner Thieves came in and took barely, like you can look at it, it barely won number one by less than me. So it was just for multiple times, and then here it came in number one again. But look, it only had, like I said before, it only had a 3% drop, which is amazing because I was thinking it would be further down. So with this, let's change my numbers on what it could make internationally up worse because I was thinking it was gonna make it 35, but again, uh, look at the difference it makes nationally and internationally. Nearly, sorry, nearly 2 to 1. They make twice as much internet. International numbers were updated recently, and that put it over to 600 million. But this is not the full data. We still have the rest of the week to go, and they probably have to recalculate that what they put in. So, with this being said, I am thinking Mufasa is gonna say it could be in 24 to 20 between 24 and 35 million international. And I'm going to do the same thing for Sonic. Like, look, Sonic did have a good weekend. You can have weekends. Then you just came second, third, and fourth for every weekend since then. You had one good week, then you came second, third, and fourth from there. Now, using this number, I'm going to say the maximum on my, because Sonic do not make. Yeah, let's look at Sonic numbers. Oh, here, I have to click more budgets. Let's look at how Sonic works again. See the difference? Domestic is more close to 1-to-1 domestically than it is internationally. It's closer to 1-to-1 versus Mufasa, which is 2-to-1. So because of this, because of this difference, I have to knock it down lower internationally. But it still can make double this because last weekend internationally it did have a bump up. It made it higher than I thought it was. But that even if I give it the benefit of the doubt and say it's gonna make, I still have to say it's gonna make between 15, around 15. Even if I give it a bump internationally, it's gonna make around 15. Mufasa is gonna make between 25, 24 to 25 to 30, 35 maybe internationally. And again, these numbers were updated, so this number, what I'm talking about, is also already been some of it been calculated here, but again, it's not the full. It's just from a few days. So I'm gonna say this is gonna go up 20 with international number for Sonic. This is gonna be around 18 million at between 15 to 20 million. Where Mufasa gonna make 25 to 30, maybe more. Yeah, Disney have not been lying because look, it did have a good weekend. Weekend numbers they come in solid for Sonic. But then when you go to weekday numbers, Mufasa won here and here. I think Dinner D's won here, and then Mufasa won here. Weekly numbers, Sonic had one good week. Can give it that, and that was due to the weekend numbers. But Mufasa literally came in first. Came in first. After that, it dropped down to second, but it came right back in first this week. So new movies are out. Because for those new movies, it's hard to predict where it's gonna land. But with the premiere being this low, it's a good chance Mufasa can still end up number one next week. With a say a domestic, that's kind of hard because like it only went down 3% here. 3%. So if I do minus 3% here, oh come on. Right? 17. Do minus 3% here. That's it's still coming in at 17 million. But let's look at Sonic. How much did it go down over the weekend? It went down 12. It went down 12 over the week. So we have to do the same thing. 11. So 17 to so if we do this, let's say this whole stadium. Where would Sonic and Mufasa end up between the two? 11. Let's see. Mufasa can. Mufasa can. Wow. How did I? Oh, I'm just so good. Mufasa can end up making roughly 64 6.4 million more. It's roughly around there. Because again, it made 6.5 here. Let's also for this week. Let's also look at do that same thing for here. Do do here. It should be like 3 point. Was it 3.4? 3.6. That's what I thought. I say 3.4. I was thinking 3.6, but I'm like, no, it's 3.4. But it was 3.6 here, and put it in order. 5.3 here, and it just went up to 6.3. See how it keeps slightly increasing by a million, almost a million each week? Yeah, this one went up by more than it went up slightly each week by me. And gonna be fair and do it again for the last number after that first week. So let's do it again to check. Minus, this is roughly 2 million. That's roughly 2 million. Oh, yeah, roughly 2 million. It's just under 2 million, but it's 1.6. Went from 1.6 to 3.6 over a week. So it jumped just under just under 2 million. Then it went from 3.6 to 2.3, roughly again another 2 million. Then it went up just over a million. So it went up another million from next a week. So 2 million, 1 million, 2 million, 2 million, 2 million here, 2 million to here, and 1 million here. So it could jump up another 1 million. So that will put it, yeah, it could jump up another 1 million from here to here. That's what I'm saying. Based on the numbers, Mufasa can make six a decimal or the size. Now, so I'm going to say a rough estimate of one 6.4 million. Now let's look at the domestic difference right now. And I'm going to double check both numbers. As you can see, I'm literally pulling up both pages to show somebody that you don't even need to use both pages. Their numbers are the same. So Mufasa here, exact same numbers. See? Sonic here, exact same numbers. So you don't need both pages. But somebody was like, well, the numbers say this. I'm like, the numbers are literally pulling from box office mojo.com. They are literally pulling from this. They literally just the numbers get updated here because it's pulling from here. And while they're calculating their numbers and make sure everything is in right in order, and then don't just put out you know, a green number, which is just a rough estimate. They're calculated, and before it's finished and put up show up here, as you can also you can see it came in sixth place here. Before it finishes show up here, they're still calculating. So let's look at the difference as is now domestically. Sonic do have a lead, but again, you can look if you pay attention. The Sonic lead has slowly been decreasing every week. So what's the lead now? Let's look at what's the difference now. Yeah, it's almost 800. Last, and I previous Thursday. Oh, 800. Going to refresh here. Thursday again. Make sure I get the correct one. I might flip up and control one. So Thursday to Thursday. Let's look at what it was previously. 12. So it was 12. It was previous last Thursday. It was 12. This Thursday is 8. Like it's 8. It's like it went down. Yeah, Mufasa has made slightly more than for me every week. More than signing for me every week. So again, using the difference here and my prediction what it could happen, what could happen here. Going to open up a new tab. So this is what the difference is now. This is what the possibility of what it could be next week. Like, is it? No, this one. This is a possibility of what it could be they make in the next week. This doesn't mean it's necessarily going to be this, but this is my rough estimate based on the data we have now. And the difference using the numbers I have already. Oh, button. Using the data I have already based on the numbers we have, based on what constantly been happening. This is what it could be. Oh no. What? Did I hit something wrong? No, I didn't. Okay. I thought I did. Like, it didn't come in when the comments threw me out. But yeah, this is what it could, the possibility of what the difference next week can be. Now, all of this is predicated that they stay steady throughout the percentage of drop every week and everything. And as you know, you can look at the drops and rise every week. You can look at the drops and rise. It doesn't stay steady. Like Wednesday here, roughly the same here, but then you see Thursday here, it's not the same here. Tuesday here went up. Tuesday here went down. So it's not going to hold steady, but based on what all of this information I've been calculated from for a while, based on all the data I have here, and the possibility to go up, the difference is again roughly another million where Mufasa makes 17.5, deciding 11.1 because the percentage dropped from week to week. Percentage drop from week to week here. Weekly percentage drop here. And on Mufasa. I'm gonna pull up again because again it went down 3%. I'm gonna say I did not think it was just gonna drop down 3%. Honestly, have a 3% different weekly number. I thought it was gonna be up to 10% because look how it's dramatic drop it. Then it just went down to 3%. I thought it was gonna be 10 to 15% of a drop. I thought it was gonna slow down, but it's still gonna have a significant drop. I didn't think it was just gonna be 3%. That being said, it also, because of this, it also can have a bump up, which is a possibility. It's a possibility that can have a bump up over the next week. But again, I'm going based on what we have here. I'm not using speculation. My speculation, it could have a bump up and not, but I'm going based on that. A 3% drop here on 16 or 18 versus a 12% drop here on 12. Sorry, yeah, 12%. Wow, 12 on 12. 12.6 or 12.7 versus 18.1. Even still, you haven't used the exact number. This is exact number 6.3 me and where did I put it? Oh, I gotta close some of these. Okay, 12. I showing you 12 with last week. Not last weekend. Last week box office number different. They went down to 6. Okay, then here's the new number based on what we have now. It should be. So yeah, it should be. Now, this means that the lead of Sonic is gonna be around this next Thursday. Because again, today's Friday. These are Thursday numbers, as you can see here and here. These are the numbers from yesterday. Depending on how the weekend do, I can say that it's gonna be roughly by next week. It's gonna be roughly this, and by the end of next weekend. Now, mind you, this number could be zero out. It could just straight up just make the difference over the next week. But high end, like I said before, next Friday, Mufasa could take over by next Friday. That's as soon as I think it can happen. It could happen sooner, but I'm going based on the data that I have, not the data that potential that could happen. Based on the data that I have, it's very much possible that Mufasa can take the lead by as soon as Friday. But it all depends on this weekend number. If the weekend difference between Sonic and Mufasa is greater than this by like or even double this, say it double this. I mean, it can take off the lead by Wednesday. But as soon as I say it can take off the lead based on what everything I have now is Friday the soonest. The latest is gonna be Monday. Not this Monday coming up, the following Monday. Understand that. So again, other fans can say you can say whatever you want. The data is just not there for Sonic to take the win. I don't know what the I don't know what the international box office come in because look when you do this, it doesn't show a like it doesn't show the same stuff as the domestic box office. Like this doesn't do this because there's so many places. Now if they did international and then they had all of the had a pop down where you can pick whichever one, they can have the totals, the different totals of it every day, but that can take so much more work. So they try to do this to make it easier, but I want I personally, if I just could get the weekly difference, like what they made every week or every week from say Sunday to Saturday, whatever. You can do it the same day, Friday to Thursday. That's what you want. I just need the difference to see how well or where it's going to end up in the following week. But this is kind of hard to do. So my prediction for box office, this can jump up to 1 to 2. This can jump up 15 right here. This can jump up 15 because again, it's always roughly you know domestically is greater than international with this, but for Mufasa, it's the opposite. Domestic is always greater than international. So Mufasa International League can grow to because okay, let's do this. Look at the let's look at the domestic difference between the two movies or the international difference. And this has not been calculated. Let's see if it's what's calculated here, but calculate again. It was calculated down here, and I'm trying to get it the highest it could. But let's if let's see. Also, it's slightly calculated. No, it was slightly calculated out. So let's use this because this one is fully calculated. But you can see 00 something here, 00 something here because they're not finished done calculated. But you do the same. It's the same in the last few numbers. But when you look here, one is calculated. Is it complete? Don't know. The international number haven't came in yet. I mean, some of it from Mufasa has, but not all of it. So 18. 18.5. No, 1.8. 1 180 185.8 million more for Mufasa internationally. That is literally almost double what Sonic made internationally. That is almost it's what internationally. Oh wait, what? No, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it different. No, wrong way. Do that. At 90, it's 91%. It's 91.3% of what Sonic made internationally. The difference of Sonic and Mufasa internationally is almost double what Sonic made internationally. It's 9%, less than 9% less. That means with the this international numbers for both of them that could come in, Mufasa can end up making double of what Sonic 3 did internationally. Because again, this is partial. This is not fully. But Mufasa could jump up and make double, like it can make double with Sonic 3 International. We don't know, the data is not out yet. Let's even still, even though these are rounded, I'm going to use these as well. To show I'm doing for both of them, just in case. 18.6 or 186 million dollars more. One rounded 91.4. The difference of Sonic and Mufasa internationally is literally it's literally almost double of what Sonic made internet. No matter which one you use, again. And again, this was recently partially updated. This have not been fully updated. But the international here for partial update is not fully updated. The international here haven't been updated yet. By Sunday, it will be. And by Sunday, we can see the dramatic. You can see a dramatic jump. This can jump up to 18. This can jump up to 25, or like I'm talking about these two numbers here. This jump up to 25 or 26. This can jump up to 18. 18 or 19, depending on where it roll over here. And that whole Sonic is winning, still winning domestically. You can say it's leading, but it's not winning. Mufasa, I can't say the same thing about the international number for Sonic or the total number. Because look, again, with all the data, I can't say Mufasa won internationally and in total. But with the fact that Sonic lead domestically went from 25 25 million the first week to down just over 8 domestically, I can't say Sonic Mufasa is uh Mufasa is a, I can't say Sonic 3 won domestically. I can't say it's leading right now, but not one. But look, Mufasa had a 4.4% jump the next week. Oops. Sonic had a 38% drop the next weekend. So yeah, this can drop the weekend number for Sonic can come in around 6 million. It come in 4 to 6 million. Or sorry, six. Let's say it could come in around 5 to 6 million. Well, Foster can come in 10 to. Oh, that's hard to say. With the fact that it jumped out one weekend, it can still come in around 12 million. It could come in between 10 and 12. So 4 to 6 is a possibility. It can. It's. I'm. It could be 7 million. This also could come in at 12. That's the problem. The difference of the weekend is hard to calculate because this went up, but this went down every weekend. It can have a bump up or down because of this one. Because this one weekend, hard to calculate. It's easy to calculate if you just do all of it. Then like, okay, this is what it made. This is the difference divided by 4 or 5 for the weekend, and that's the possibility of what it can make. But because you can do the same thing for here, and then like that's the possibility of what it could make by taking this and like okay, drop down by this to this. Like you can do, I take all of this, calculate that out, then I take this, calculate this out, and that's the possibility of what it can drop by this weekend. And I can do the same thing for here, but yeah. Anyway, so I really don't care about Sonic fans. I they're insufferable. They have gotten insufferable. I grew up on Sonic and Lion King. I played more Sonic games, watched more Sonic stuff, dealt with far more, but Sonic fans now has got it to be insufferable. And when I watched that video where somebody was like, "Yeah, there's nothing more crazy than Sonic fans," I'm like, that's not a good thing. That's literally just saying they're not calculating to be there. They're they are so hyper fixated on Sonic winning that no matter what you show them and what you tell them, they will deny what is actually happening. They don't like when Sonic 3 was winning the first weekend and then won the weekend number, that's all they care about. But when you tell them that Sonic won the first week, I can give it that first week. But when you tell them it haven't won since the week after that, but if you look at Mufasa, it came in second behind Sonic, but it won 2 weeks. Then came in second again and won the third week. They were like, "No, those numbers are fake. That's fake. That's wrong. That's wrong." Like it doesn't matter what you say. It's matter what's showing up. Anyway, later.